I've certainly seen the criticism that's been made by a number of political figures over the last 24 hours of the Bureau of Meteorology, and I'm here to say that we have full confidence in the ability of the Bureau of Meteorology in its prediction systems. The reality is that we were dealing with a highly unpredictable weather system that Laura has walked you through. And as I said in some media outlets yesterday, meteorology is not a perfect science. The Bureau of Meteorology do the absolute best they can with the science they have available. I can't think of another agency in the world that I'd rather be relying on to make decisions. And I can tell you, having participated in several of these meetings over the last few days, that the efforts of emergency services personnel to keep people safe would not have been possible without the advice of the Bureau of Meteorology. We're obviously aware there's one 85-year-old gentleman at the moment who there's a search underway. Touch wood, that will work out okay, but it is pretty remarkable that in an event of this scale that we have not yet lost a life or a serious injury. So I'd ask people to keep it in perspective about the Bureau of Meteorology. They do the absolute best they can, and they've guided every response effort made by all levels of government, which to date have been fantastic.
But there were similar criticisms raised after the flooding event in New South Wales Central West. Have there been any changes implemented since then?
Well, I'd need the Bureau of Meteorology to address specifically what changes they've made internally, but this proves the point that there are sometimes weather systems that, even with the best will in the world and the best possible science, can't be absolutely predicted down to the precise detail. But the fact is that I was certainly seeing warnings on the general media, on social media from the Bureau of Meteorology for days leading up to this event that we were facing life-threatening flash flooding. That was there for all people to see. And if we weren't able to get through the Bureau of Meteorology every single detail right, that's unfortunate. And of course, systems will always be worked on to improve them. But as I say, I'd ask people to remember there has been an immense effort undertaken over the last few days by 3 levels of government based on the meteorology from the Bureau. And overall, I think they've done a fantastic job.
So there are people though trapped on the roof of their houses by the time they were getting text messages. Do you accept though that there should be improvements? When you look at the extent of all the people who've been brave enough to go rescue others,
for sure,
they're putting their own lives on the line because other people weren't getting warnings in time.
As I say, after every major event, we always refine the systems that we have in place, and I've got no doubt that will occur this time as well. So if there are improvements that we can make around warning systems, then we'll make those warnings. But again, I'd ask people to remember that what we were dealing with was a highly unpredictable, unprecedented amount of rain into an area of Australia that knows how to deal with storms, cyclones and floods. The water was moving so fast that it simply wasn't possible to update everyone with information as quickly as things were moving. But I know that the Bureau and all of the emergency services personnel did the absolute best they could. We, of course, would prefer to see systems where people aren't kept on roofs, but unfortunately sometimes systems are too great to be able to cope, and we'll make any refinements needed.
What about